Okay, we're going to change this up a little bit. Uh, the unit was running fine, but because of this motor and this gear reduction, it just runs slow when it rotates. So we're going to try to speed it up a little bit. Now that had a 5-to-1 reduction, and we're going to go to 3-to-1. So I ordered another belt, another gear. This back gear I'm leaving the same. I really can't change it. I can't make it any smaller because of the hub. But what I did here was I took the motor off, and I got a little piece of Delron right here to simulate the diameter of the new hub. So when I put the belt on, the piece that was on the inside, which is this piece, there was obviously a lot of room at the top because it's bigger diameter than this, but down here at the bottom I'm gonna have to cut that a little bit deeper. So what I'm using is this little, it's actually a 15-degree angle on the belt. So I'm using this little angle end mill. I'm going to cut this here, bring that down a little bit because the diameter is bigger, so I got to move that slot down. So I got it clamped in there. It's ready to go. So I got the box over here. I'm going to go ahead and take the box and put another program in it. Actually the same program, but I got to change the parameters on the program. So I got to change it from the 5-to-1 reduction to a 3-to-1 reduction, which will make the indexer spin faster between stops, because I don't really need the holding power of the gear reduction of 5-to-1 because I have the brake unit that's doing all the work, and the motor, all it does is just rotate it. It doesn't have any really any kind of braking force. I mean, it does, but I'm not using it. I'm using the brake to do the holding power, and the motor, all it does is basically just rotate it. So that's something I'm going to do this weekend. And when I get to the rest of it, I'll show it to you. All right. Talk to you later. Bye. Okay, so I'm changing the gear ratio on the indexer, going from a 5-to-1 to a 3-to-1. So I took the top of the box off, and I have the box over here. Got the cord here, and this is nice because when you have everything in one unit, you don't have to worry about the two halves being connected together. Everything's still looking good. So you remember before I was telling you about that this blue line. That's a air line coming in here. Just going to put a little whisper of air through here to help cool that heat sink. So that's the little O-ring I put back there so that the air wouldn't leak between the two plates that were on here. There's like the compression on that. It's only about 5 thousandths or so. It's not much. I mean, you know, you're only dealing with just a whisper of air just to cool this. So there were two things I was looking at here, and that was I'm trying to increase the speed of this thing because it's slow. I've seen other ones where they're really fast. And on the top of this thing, there were some settings you could set, like a delay and this and that, and I had it set to 0. But it's still slow. But anyway, so what I did was I pulled up the program. This is the, if you download the Arduino you can load their main program into it. The program that you can well, you can go up here and you can do file, the edit, sketch, tools, and the help file. Now remember before I said you loaded the Blink program. I don't remember where that is. Examples. Well, it says recent open, Blink. And that was just a program you download to make sure the Arduino is working. All it does is blink a light on the board. But it's in here somewhere. It says it was on some kind of library or something. Well, I don't remember where it is. It's in here somewhere. But anyway, there's a program I used, and I got it from that Lemming You go to their website and you download 3 or 4 of their files, and a couple of them are the README files, and then there's a spin indexer 2.3. They actually give you 2.2 or 2.1 or something like that. So I use the latest version, which is 2.3. And it's working out really well. Now, when I first did this program, I thought, well, I'll go in here and delete anything that I'm not using. And that was like the temp mode, the Fahrenheit mode, the Celsius mode, and I went through this and I deleted a bunch of stuff that I thought it didn't need, and come to find out it wouldn't work because everything's like connected to each other, or however these programs work. I really don't understand this type of language, but so anyway, I went back and I just loaded this program as it was. Well, I changed a few things. I'll show you what I did, but I just loaded the program with all the stuff in it with a few changes, and it works. So there was no point in taking all that stuff out because I really didn't know what I was doing. So the things I did do is up here at the very beginning, after this description up here, right here, it shows you step per revolution, and a normal stepper motor is 200. Change this to represent the number of steps it takes for the motor to do one full revolution. 200 is the result of 1.8 degrees per step motor. So I left that at 200 and defined micro steps. Now this is also on your board. You can define the micro steps, and that's the number of steps between, I don't know what you call it, but it's the finer. You can make it finer so it steps finer instead of coarser. But I made mine at 8 because I'm not looking for real, I'm just basically 1 degree, 5 degrees, 10 degrees, just usual stuff. So I left it at 8. And you have to make the board at 8 too. You can bring that down to 16 and I think 32. And then it says, now this first one you don't normally change. You leave that at 200. The micro steps, if you change that on your board, you got to change that. And then the define gear ratio top, that's the top end of your value. Now I had a 5:1, so that's why that's a 5. And then the next line is your bottom ratio 1. So it's 5:1. So I'm going to change that here to 3 because I'm going with 3 to 1. Try to speed it up a little bit. Now it gives you gear ratios for 2 more items if you want to use them, but I'm not using those, so I'm just leaving those alone. And then the increment angle you can change. You can change that so when you push the button in ratio mode, angle mode, you can change that to 1 degree, 1 degree, 2 degrees, 3 degrees, but I just left mine at 5 because I'm only using just increments of 5. I'm not breaking it down into 1 degrees because it just takes longer to go somewhere unless your application calls for it. You can break that down. You can go up to 10 or 45s depending on what you're doing with it. So this is default motor speed, 0. It says 0 means fast as in no delay. And that's what I put 0. And that's why I couldn't understand why my motor was running so slow. I don't know if it was the motor, controller. I mean, it's working and it's accurate, but it's just running slow. And then, you know, I was just looking at this earlier, and there's your Celsius, Fahrenheit, and all this other stuff. But then I come down here, it's down here somewhere, and I was just looking at this, and I saw something about the motor speed again. Well, this is motor steps. Oh yeah, here it is. Step delay increment. Right here. Change value of motor speed steps. Delay amount. And that's set at number 5, which is, I guess, slow, because up here it says 0 means fast, as in no delay, and it's set at 0. So I'm assuming anything above 0 means that it's going to start delaying it. I just lost it again. Well, this is terrible. I know it's here. You got a pulse width, jog step. Speed delay. Too bad they don't have numbers on the side of this. You could write it down and remember where it was. Okay, here we are. Speed delay increment 5. Change the value of motor speed. Delay amount. That's set at number 5. I wonder if I change that. Well, I'll go ahead and change it. I'm going to change that from 5. Change it to 1. That way at least there's a number there, not a 0. I don't know what's gonna do, but I guess we'll find out. So I don't think you want to change too much stuff, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put this in and then see what happens. But I got it all apart now, so I got to wait for my new gear to come in and my new belt. But so I'm going to go ahead and I got this cable here they give me with the unit. So I'm going to pause you while I plug it in. Okay, so I plugged it in. I got some kind of light going on back there. And when you first plug this in, it needs to know what port you're on. So mine is on port 3. And then the board is a Arduino Uno. It's already highlighted there. So it remembered what the board was, and it knows what port it is. So I should be able to file. I have to verify and compile. And what that does is down here at the bottom, it shows the program. So we'll go ahead and do that. And it says done compiling, sketch, 21% of storage area. So now we can upload it. So we go to this button and it says upload. So we do that. Now the lights are going crazy over there, flashing and doing all kinds of things. So that's about it. Now the new program is in the board. So what the major changes we made were we changed the gear ratio from the top, and we changed that motor speed delay increment. See if that makes any difference. So we're all done with this, and that's how fast it goes. So this is all done. I close everything out. I take this cable out, put it back together. The new gear should be here any day now. Go ahead and put a keyway in that one, put it on my shaft, put the new belt on, put it back together, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully it'll be a lot faster, and of course we'll have to check it for accuracy, but that's not a big deal. All right, talk to you later. Bye. While I was here, I wanted to show you something. Where I'm getting my belts and my pulley is this SPD/SI. Now this is their main page, and what's interesting about this site is that if you go under design tools, they have what's called a center distance designer, and that brings you to this page, and you put in the type of belt that you want. And I'm using a 0.200 XL, and you type in your desired ratio, and I'm going with the 3:1 right now, so I put in 3, and then your center distance, your approximate center distance. And I don't remember what my center distance is right off the bat, but that's a nice thing about this, is that it kind of fills in the information for you. So I go to pulley A, which is my smaller pulley, and I'm going with a 20 tooth, and my larger pulley, this is a metal one, I have a plastic one, so I'm going with a 60 tooth. And then it gives you the belt size too. See, figuring in your center distance. Now if now right now that's set at 5, and this is 92 grooves. So if I set this at 6 and just click over here in the blue, see that changes. That's now 102. So I thought that was pretty neat. Now I could change that to 7. Click here and it updates, and now it's 112. And I'm pretty sure my distance was somewhere around 5 inches. Now it shows you the actual distance here. And if you change that to, let's say 5.375, it shows you the actual distance, and it changes the belt. Now, what's nice about this is it says show parts. So you click on the parts, and it gives you a list of the parts. So you can use a 0.200 with an XL, pitch of 20, teeth, 2 flanges with aluminum hub, 2 flanges. This is a 312 bore, this is a 250 bore, 312 bore, 2 flanges with aluminum hub. And it gives you quite a few choices on different items that you can get. Now this is a 250 bore, 375 bore with 2 flanges, carbon steel. These are aluminum. And then if you want to, like this 60 tooth belt, the 60 tooth pulley, I can show parts, and it shows the pitch is 60, the different bore sizes, 375, 313, that's a metric, 375, 0.5. Now this is aluminum insert. And the same thing with the belt. If you go to show the parts on the belt, it shows you the different belts, 96 teeth. This is a single-sided belt, single-sided. Some of these are double-sided, so you have to pay attention to. And if you click on the item, it actually shows you, that shows you the item, and it gives you what it actually is. This is a fiberglass. Goes into more detail, and it shows you the number that they have in stock or if they're available. And the same thing with the pulley. See, if I say show parts, it shows that. So you can go up here, you can change your ratio, you can change your distance, and if you want to, you can go down here to the belt. See, it says 96, but you could choose If you think it's smaller, or you could choose a 91 and see how it changes that. It changes it from, well, it changed it to 4.934. Now if I go over here and I change that from 91 to 96, it changed that center distance to 5.45. So this is a really useful tool. It saves you a lot of trying to figure stuff out. Now I think you can go in here and you can put in different, like if you wanted a 3.5. See, it changed my pulley A to a 20. That's what I had before, but it changed the back one to a 70. So I just wanted to let you know about that. It's really nice. Just thought I'd add it in there. I don't know if I said anything. I think I mentioned before what brand it was, but with this this calculator kind of thing, it really makes it easy to figure out what you need. And like I say, you just click on show parts and it shows you the different parts, and it saves you from looking up a lot of stuff. You just do it right here real fast. All right, bye.